Hi Stampers! Welcome to Stamps, Ink, and Paper, the video version. Today I want to welcome you and I want to show you a card that I made based on this past weekend's sketch challenge. The challenge sketch number is 09111, and what I did was I came up with the sketch first and then I played along over the weekend and also came up with a card based on that sketch. So I used the Spice Cake Designer Series paper because I absolutely am in love with it. I've used tons of this, as you can see. This is the one I used for these little medallions. And the medallions are scored at 1/8 of an inch by 1/2 inch. So I think it's 12 by 1/2 inch. And just a tip, what I did was I scored it in where it was still just 12 by 1 inch. Scored it, then I cut it in half lengthwise before I folded it all up. In the middle here I have textured cardstock, and it's just all glued on with the multi-adhesive. In behind here, my sketch called for some sort of divider there. So rather than use a ribbon, I decided to use the lace border punch. So I punched one of these out and I have it just tucked in behind here. You can see only half of it's showing. For the top, I used our new Spice Cake designer buttons. Are they not luscious? I love them. And they're very fashionable. My daughter has a big button like that on her sweater she was wearing today. So I have that mounted on top of a Sizzlet that I cut from vanilla cardstock, and everything is sponged. And then my acorn comes from Gently Falling. This is a great little stamp set, and I use the acorn here. And the little hello comes from Teeny Tiny Wishes, and that stamp actually says hello baby, and I used my markers and just inked up the hello. So for the inside, I'm not going to give you a sneak peek yet. I'm going to show you how I did it. So I have En Francais on the background. That's our background stamp. So I'm going to use that here, and rather than, usually I'm inking up a background stamp like this. I say to leave your stamp on the table and ink it up like so that you can see where you're going. But in this case, I'm going to use my sponge, and I'm just inking up on the pad a little bit. And I'm putting a little bit of ink in here, but not an overabundance. So the challenge here is to not use too much ink. So I'm going to take my vanilla cardstock. This is 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to lay it on there so it's nice and straight. And then I'm going to take my little acorn stamp because it's nice and small. And I'm just going to use that to smooth it down, being careful not to smudge it by moving it at all. And then I'm just going to pick it up like a book and sort of tip it off. So then I have a nice light background look. So now we bring in Charming. Charming is a stamp set that came out a little while back, one of my absolute favorites. So I chose this stamp because it's very similar to the medallions on the front of my card. It's very delicate looking. So I am going to ink that up on my soft suede ink pad, but I need to ink off. So if you're going to ink off, make sure you're doing so very solidly, so you're getting a clear image inking off, which means you know you've dropped an equal amount of ink here. And that's still plenty of ink, so let's give it a little more push here. There we go. Not push quite so hard maybe. And so you can get those varying degrees of ink too, or just repetition stamp. Okay, so that's that. And then also from Falling Leaves, this little stamp says Happy Thanksgiving, Happy Fall, Happy Blessings to one and all. So ink that up nice and solid and straight down into your middle of your card. And then I did sponge the edges as so, and then voila. Here's your inside. Isn't that great? Just a nice, easy little card. Great for the challenge. If you didn't do the challenge on the weekend, go on back and try it. It's great. www.stampsinkandpaper.com. Give me a call if you need any help. Bye.